Hey there, I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of Emerald Expectations Accounting. I'm so happy that you're here. The Emerald Corner is a place where life and business meet. So we want to share with you the process of running a business while maintaining a life with your loved ones. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how much it really costs to start a business. Now, keep in mind, of course, that every business is a little different, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it might cost to start a business, in case you had any interest in doing that. So in this scenario, let's imagine that we're starting an interior design firm in the state of Missouri. You might be wondering why the state matters, but it only matters because of the cost of creating an entity, but we'll get to that in a second. So this would be a service-based business for the most part, so we don't really have to worry about building or keeping inventory. So if you think you might want to start a business that has inventory, keep that in mind. That would be a little bit of an additional expense, or a lot of it, depending on how many things you plan on selling. But keep this in mind as we go through the example, okay? So what are the things that you would need to start a business? We have talked about this a little bit before. If you missed that video, I'll go ahead and link it up here for you. But number one is an LLC. I'm sure you're wondering why. Or do I really need an LLC? And the answer is yes. Yes, you do. If you start a business, you don't want people coming after your personal assets for something that happened to do with your business. So liability protection is key, okay? So in the state of Missouri, they also require you to form what's called a fictitious name. There are other states that do this as well. It's sometimes referred to as a DBA, or doing business as. Basically, this is just going to be if you have a different name that you operate under. So if I have Emerald Expectations Accounting LLC, but I operate under Emerald Expectations, then Emerald Expectations would be a DBA or a fictitious name. If you don't have one, just take the same name, subtract the LLC at the end, and use that. No problem. So the total cost, if you do that yourself, is going to be about $60, and that's just the state fees. But let's say that you decide to hire a professional to help you set up, like an attorney or something like that. You're going to be looking at closer to maybe $310, $450, maybe even more than that. But somewhere in that area is probably an accurate start. Number two is a business bank account. So the great news is that this is most likely going to be free, right? And most banks don't charge fees anymore. And if they do, there's a lot of ways that you can, get out of those fees, such as, setting up direct deposit or, having a savings account, something like that. But they do require you to have a minimum deposit to get started typically though. So let's call that $25. So number three is you want to go ahead and get some contracts set up, right? You could start with, let's just say, a very basic service contract, and that might only cost you a couple $100. But in reality, you really want to make sure that you're protected. So you're going to want to have like a basic service contract. You're also going to want to have like a privacy policy and a terms and conditions for your website, as well as possibly like an independent contractor agreement if you need to hire additional assistance, and a non-disclosure agreement for those contractors. Now that's probably going to run you closer to $2,000 to get that done. Number four is an accounting software. And trust me, you definitely need this, okay? You're going to want to use the system to send out invoices for deposits or for services rendered and keep track of all your income and expenses. I know this is a tough one for some people, but an Excel spreadsheet or just holding on to your receipts, or I'll do it whenever tax season comes around, is not sufficient. That is not a good way to start a business. Start your business as much as you can the way that you want it to look in 5 or 10 years, okay? So accounting software is not that expensive, okay? And if you follow me, then you could get a discount on that as well. So on average, that's probably going to cost you maybe $35, $45 a month, depending on your needs. And most of these also have a 30-day free trial. So that's nice, right? But if you need someone to help you set up your accounting software, and I 110% recommend that you do, because they're going to help you set up this system and make it tailored to you. They're going to set up the services that you have. They're going to set up, the chart of accounts that's going to fit best for your company. They're going to do all the stuff that is tailored to you, and it's going to make your life easier. because you're probably going to be doing your own bookkeeping for at least a few months, right? If not longer, depending. So they're going to make your life easier for the next several months or however long you end up doing your accounting. So if you do go this rate, you're probably looking at another $500, maybe $1,000 to do this one time. So number 5 is insurance. So as a business, you're going to be going into other people's offices or homes. So you're going to need to have liability insurance at least. This is, of course, going to vary by industry, but for our design firm, let's just say it's going to be around $50 a month. Okay. Number 6 is a social media setup. So this is probably something that you can set up on your own and manage initially, if you're tech savvy and you're familiar with the platforms. So let's just call this free. If you're not tech savvy and you need someone to help you set that up, that's totally an option, but we'll just call that free for now. So number 7 is going to be logo design. So if you have a pretty good idea of what you're looking for in a logo, then this might be fairly inexpensive. You could potentially go to somewhere like Fiverr or a similar site and get them to take what's in your head and put it out on paper. If not, and you need someone to do the research on color theory, create logo icons or decide on fonts, etc., this might be a little bit more of a costly project. Let's just say for a midpoint, maybe this is going to cost you around $250. So number 8 is web design. Okay, so web design is one of the more pricey items next to, an attorney or an accountant. There are some options that are do-it-yourself options, and they would be closer to maybe $50 a month just for the software and hosting your own, URL and that kind of thing. But they are going to require you to have some time to set it up and also some know-how to get them done, right? So let's say that you have reviewed my other video on whether or not to outsource and you decide you're going to outsource this one. If you missed that video, I'll link it here for you. Let's say that you want to hire someone and get a super stellar website because your business as a designer and your reputation depends upon having a really great website, right? So this website could technically cost you anywhere from $2,500 to $7,500, but we'll go on the low end for this example, okay? So altogether, I'm going to go ahead and put it right here for you. We are looking at $450 for your LLC, $25 for your bank account, $2,000 for contracts, $500 for accounting software setup, $50 for insurance, $250 for logo and brand designing, and then $2,500 for a website. So that is a total of $5,775. Okay. I know this might seem like a lot, but these are all things that you're really going to need to have a successful business. Now, keep in mind that not all of these items have to happen all at once. All you really need to start making money is an LLC, a bank account, and your accounting software to send out your invoices, right? The rest of that can follow once you make your first sale. Well, what do you think? Does all of this sound overwhelming to you? I know, it's a lot. So that is why I decided to host a workshop. It's called DIY Live. And what is DIY Live, you might ask? Well, it's going to be a workshop where we will help you start your very own business in 3 days. I know, sounds crazy. What I'm going to be bringing to the table is all of the professionals that you could possibly need to start your business, protect your business, and grow your business all under one roof. So we're going to have your attorney, banker, accountant, hiring expert, insurance agents, real estate expert, financial planner, web designer, social media expert, and business growth experts all together. And we're going to give you all of the tools that you need to start and be successful in your business. And we're actually going to do a lot of this stuff on site. So you're going to walk away from the event literally ready to start operating your business. I'm going to be sharing a bit more about this event next week, but if this is something that you're interested in, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I look forward to sharing more. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you in my next video.